Yes, we are live. Yes, we are live. All right, Lekha Prajapati, welcome on Bollywood Hangama.
Hello, sir. How are you been? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm doing very well. Tell us, it's been a long time. I think it's been long due. Finally, we are doing this. So, tell me something about your journey from Jaipur to Mumbai.
So, sir, I am not one of those actors, who always wanted to get into acting. My dad's a senior journalist, and my mom is a homemaker. My Nanaji was, into naval services. So, academics, and studies was a very, very important part, and graduation was extremely important. That you need to be graduate. So, I'm not somebody who always dreamt of being an actor. And in fact, there's this examination called Common Defense Service Examination. If you need to enter the defense services, you need to crack this examination. And there's this one interview which is called Service Selection Board, which is SSB. You need to clear that, and then probably you enter the armed forces or Navy or Air Force. So I wrote the examination. I cleared the examination. I went for the interview. So there are two stages in the interview. One is screen out, and the other one is conference out. So I think initially I was screened out, and the second time when I went, I was conference out. And I was very depressed. I was like, why is it not happening? I mean, I'm physically fit, I'm mentally fit, I am writing an examination and clearing it. So academically also I'm like decent. Why is it not happening? And then I happened to read an article, which said that come and join and be a part of this pageant, and if in case you win, you would be awarded as Mr. and Miss Rajasthan. And I was like, okay, fine, let me give it a try. Like, let me give it a shot.
Right.
I went there. We had a 1 week training. I did that training. They train you from, like, they clear up your basics from how to walk to how to pose to how to carry yourself, from hair, makeup, everything. And the day, the finale, when I was walking on the ramp, and there were all the lights on me, and when you're walking on the ramp, you must be aware, sir, you cannot see anything. You cannot see anything because there's so much darkness. It's just you, and you have to just hit the ramp. I think that was one very important turning point for me, because that was the point where I felt that, okay, I think I should do this. I should take it as a profession. And then I started modeling, and then one fine day I realized that modeling is a sort of short term career. You cannot, like, just it cannot be a bread and butter. And that's how I ended up acting, like ended up getting into acting. And yeah, I did a lot of theater plays there. I was a theater actor. We went to, I think we have performed all over India. We went to Lahore, we went to Karachi to perform, and then I shifted to Mumbai later. Yeah. So
Okay,
that's my small journey.
You've done commercials as well. Quite a few commercials.
Sorry, sir?
You've done quite a few commercials as well.
Yeah, yes. The moment I entered Mumbai, I think the first TVC I got was for a car brand, and I realized that my face is really working well for TVCs when it comes to TVC. So then I started my career from there.
So who are the actors that you have collaborated as far as commercials are concerned?
I have shot with a lot of known filmmakers. I've shot with Ram Madhwani sir. I've shot with Amit Sharma. I have shot with Vibhu Puri, Suresh Triveni. All these directors. I've shot with Virat sir, Virat Kohli. So yeah, I mean, it was a fun thing to do.
Virat Kohli is you've done a commercial with him. So what commercial was that?
Sorry?
What commercial was that?
It was for a travel bag. Yeah, and it was very fun. And sir, I'll tell you something. Very few people know that he's a damn good actor. I mean, undoubtedly he's a kick-ass sports person, but then he's a very good actor.
Of course, I think he's living with an actor, and he's doing so many commercials that after a point of time, I think that's something that cricketers, they invariably learn one way or the other. All right, and in terms of films, so you've done a few films down south. There are I think a few big dance numbers that you've been part of. So tell us something about your south journey first of all.
So South Journey happened when I once went to Hyderabad, and I happened to meet Puri sir, Puri Jagannath, and I think he saw one of my videos, and then that's how I did Smart Shankar, which broke all the records in the Telugu film industry, and it touchwood did really really well, and the song also got a lot of appreciation, from the audience and from the Telugu film industry and the people. And after that, I think I went for a Malayalam film, and I did that. It's going to be released very very soon,
What is it
and
called?
it's called Shanam, and
Okay.
it's a horror thriller film. So we are just waiting.
It hasn't released yet.
It hasn't released yet. We are just waiting for the theaters to open up, because according to my director and the producer, horror is something which can be felt. It is like when you watch a horror film on a 70 mm, you know according to them, it's then when you sort of feel that fear, or probably feel that feeling of fear, rather than me watching it on my iPad or on my mobile phone. So I think it's a fear is something which which is like, it will touch and go. It's a sort of feeling. So I think they are waiting for the theaters to open up.
Is it a remake of the Telugu Shanam?
No,
by
no,
any
no, no,
chance?
no, 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 no. It's
Those are
been
different.
directed by a very senior filmmaker, Suresh Nithan sir, and he's also the co-producer of the film. So yeah, we are.
It's a
waiting for
different
it.
it's a different Shanam than what came out in Telugu in 2016.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like the Telugu one was full masala, full Rohit Shetty zone. This one is a little, any which way Malayalam films are very realistic, and
That's right.
they'll keep everything very real, from your set to your costumes to your makeup to your characterization, and everything is very very real. So it's a very different film, and I have never attempted horror like till now in my career, and it was a very different journey and a different experience altogether.
Okay, and you played Abhishek Bachchan's sister in Big Bull.
Yeah, I was opposite Soham Shah in the film.
Right. Okay.
Soham happens
And
to be Abhishek sir's younger brother. Yeah.
Right. So, all right. And you're part of City of Dreams that has come out on Disney Hotstar season 2
Yes. Yes.
recently,
Yes.
and so are you happy with the way your Hindi film career has been shaping up? Was that something that you had always wanted to do?
So I mean, I am not a person who will plan a lot of things. I think any which way an actor's life is very dicey. You cannot like sort of predict like what's going to happen every Friday. Things change. But I was very clear when I from South I had to switch to Hindi, and which was a little easier because it's my mother tongue. Hindi is something where I can sort of also improvise, and I understand the language there. One drawback would be I can speak, but I don't understand. Like it's not my mother tongue, but Hindi is my mother tongue. So I was very clear that I want to work with good filmmakers, with people who are doing well in the industry, and and these days any which way content is the king. So content was very important for me. Like whichever project I'm a part of, the content should be good, the content should be nice, and there should be some sort of message, probably not a social message, but anything, and any which way we touch our audience's life. That was the idea. And I think that's what this year has been amazing, because City of Dreams just went out. Then there's this one web show we did for Alt, called Crimes and Confessions. It went out. Then there was one short film which we did for MX, called The Right One, that came out, and 2-3 other projects too. So this year, Touchwood 2021 has been very productive and very decent for me.
Okay. Now, considering the sort of directors that you've worked with as far as your commercials are concerned, Those are A-listers, and even the way you are projected as far as your commercials are concerned, it is something which is very upmarket and chic, and something which is very suave. When I saw what you did in Big Bull, for example, maybe I felt that this is not what maybe she is meant to do. You know, there has been a lot of discussion around the fact that people who are not in the industry, they they need better guidance. It is tough for them to break in. They don't get the same amount of maybe time to explain themselves, to explain the fact that what sort of dreams they have instead of what is presented to them. Now, do you think that a lot of things go behind the scenes, and even actors, I think उनकी भी जिम्मेदारी है कि that they need to have better guides, people who can talk to them and tell them what exactly it requires in terms of to really realize their potential. Do you think that?
So I would just say that my journey cannot be firstly compared to any other actor's journey. Be it a star kid, be it a non-filmy person, the person who has no connections with the film industry. My journey cannot be the same, and it cannot be compared. It would be absolutely unfair because I think every actor has his or her own journey, and the kind of hardships that they face, or probably the kind of people they meet and the kind of people they team up with, is absolutely different. Like, I might be doing a film with X production house, and another actress might be doing a film with Y production house. So comparing our careers, and probably me looking at her and saying, "Oh, I think I should have done that," or probably she saying, "Oh, I think I should have been a part of this film." I really don't believe in it. And as far as the guidance part is concerned, I think, sir, the more time you spend on set, the more time you spend with creative people, be it a filmmaker, be it a producer, be it your co-actor, anybody who's related to the entertainment industry and the film industry, you learn a lot. You learn a lot by doing, you're practicing your art, or you learn a lot by being on set, I believe. Because I am absolutely from a non-filmy background. My dad's a journalist. So when I see, or when I hear a director and a producer talking, then I understand the dynamics and of this entertainment industry, and what goes behind. And a layman, I mean, I was a layman 5 years back. I got into acting like 4.5 years back. So for us, it's like just 1 hour of content, or just 1.5 hour of content. We just watch it, and probably sometimes we don't even watch it. We just fast forward it. Sometimes we do that. But there's a lot of hard work. Like, people, they don't realize. Now my parents are realizing because their daughter is into the business. But then they don't realize that there's so much hard work. There's so much passion required. There's so much also patience required, and there's so much creativity, and there's absolutely 2000% amount of hard work that is required to be in the business, and to just keep working every day. I think a layman would never realize it till the time you don't enter the industry. It's always very glittery, nice, glamorous. But in order to also create that glamorous, that glittery thing, or probably a very classy product, or probably even what Anurag Kashyap sir does, there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of hard work required. So I think I would like to change this. I would like to tell people that, dude, there's a lot of hard work required. Just don't take us, lightly. कि अरे यार, actors ही तो है. अच्छा, this is just like an entertainment industry. I mean, it's not a necessity. No, I mean, I just feel during COVID, I think our industry was, entertainment industry was booming. And like, how? Because every second person was watching probably something on OTT, something on YouTube, something on Instagram. So it's absolutely a collective effort, I guess.
Okay, so I basically did not compare your journey with any Star Kids journey. What basically I compared with was your own journey in terms of because I've been following you for some time, and जो आपके advertisements हैं, तो उसमें जो प्रोजेक्शन आपका है, it is something which is like that of an A-lister. Okay, but maybe जो आपका, and it's something which is not like you're not to be blamed for that, obviously, because um, you do what you get, and it's absolutely fine. One should, in fact, many times it's not a good idea to wait for that one big project. But लेकिन जो आप एड्स में कर रही हैं और जो करती आई हैं आप, वो आपके फिल्मों में, एटलीस्ट हिंदी फिल्मों में अब तक, वो there is a
नहीं
quite a
हुआ
lot of contrast. You know, in terms of you're playing like second leads or those sort of characters which are not being talked about. You're
True.
not getting the promotions during the films, for example. Like say for Big Bull, you do not get any promotions whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I'm saying from that perspective, and that is a bit of a contrast, because आप एक तरफ आप विराट कोहली के साथ में कर रही हैं, आपने जितने भी आपने नाम बताए डायरेक्टर्स के जिनके साथ में आपने एड्स करें, those are A-listers, those are good directors that are there right now, creative directors which are there, respected directors as of now. And आपका जो प्रोजेक्शन है एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स में, वो एक काफी एक it's like a what we call in proverbial terms, in general terms, as heroine, you know, in terms of that you are the main face. So मेरा basically कहना वो है कि वो एक contrast है, and वो मेरे ख्याल से मुझे लगता है कि कुछ उसमें there is a bit of discrepancy, and I'm sure.
I think give me some time. I've just started.
No, I'm sure that is why.
I promise you, I'll be soon talking to you as a main leading lady in a film, or probably
And
in
you know,
on some OTT platform.
it's not a, you know, once again क्या है कि it's not a matter of putting that pressure of playing the main lead. I'm not
Yeah.
doing that. All I'm saying is कि that जब आप बाहर से आके, when you from an outsider, you coming and you're making that mark as far as commercials are concerned, then there is no reason why you can't do that in mainstream films or web shows.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely, sir. I 2000% agree to what you're saying, and thank you for saying it, because I wouldn't have. You said it, but no, absolutely. But so I think, you know, taking small steps, you know, leads you finally towards your destination. Also, it's never about the destination, it's always about the journey, you know, the kind of people you're meeting, the kind of people you're collaborating with. And touch wood, I've been very, very lucky since day one. Since the time I've landed in Mumbai, I've always you know, collaborated with very good people. I just feel, you know, I think Rekha ma'am or Shahrukh sir, you know, once said that if you are a good actor, अगर आपकी पूरी फिल्म में 2.5 घंटे की फिल्म में आपकी एक भी लाइन है, सिर्फ एक भी लाइन है, तो भी मैं आप देखकर बता सकता हूँ या बता सकती हूँ कि he or she is a decent actor, good actor. You know, your on-screen presence, or probably even that one line, even that only one. I mean, look at Nawaz sir. I mean, अब तो examples की कमी ही नहीं है. Like, you know, people who started with small roles, or probably, you know, with short films, like Radhika ma'am, she started her career with all short films, and then she got into mainstream.
Radhika Apte.
Yes. She started.
Don't call her ma'am and all that. वो कहेगी मैं तो आपसे छोटी हूँ. I'm just.
मैं
Don't call her ma'am.
ज़्यादा छोटी हूँ. So,
No, don't call her.
I mean, I'm just saying that. So I think it's never about the destination. It's always about the journey. And, you know, I just feel that me personally, as an actor and as a person, I'll never. I mean, I never have this thought in my mind. Probably because I'm not from I'm not from a filmy background. Probably it is never in my mind कि अरे इस पिक्चर में तो मेरा इतना सा रोल है, तो, you know, I won't take it seriously. Or probably अरे इसमें तो I'm playing the main lead, or probably I'm, you know, in the main part, probably take this very seriously. I think that is never, even when I'm acting, or probably even when I'm promoting my film or promoting my project, this thought is never in my mind.
Okay, now one thing that many a times actors they don't realize, and so they keep on thinking about the fact कि हमें इस तरीके के roles मिलना चाहिए, this is what we want to do and all that stuff, but maybe they don't work enough on honing their talent. Now you said that theatre is something that you are very bullish about. How consistent are you in terms of doing plays, and do you read? What exactly are your tools for acting?
So since the time I've entered Mumbai, I think I've very much, you know, been in the commercial setup. be it OTT, be it films, be it TVCs. So once you enter, like once you start doing a lot of camera acting, I think theater, takes a backseat, because theater requires a lot of time and a lot of commitment. Like if in case, I've committed to a theater play, I cannot probably test for a film, or probably do a film, even if it's a YRF or Dharma. I won't be able to do it because I've committed somewhere. So since the time I've shifted to Mumbai, I don't think so I've done any theater play. But yes, I feel, and I would also like to tell every actor, just keep attending workshops. Workshops are very, very, very important, and the workshops are generally what, 7-day workshop, probably 15 days, 12 days. So it's not like you're blocked. And if in case there's a shoot, or probably a 1 or 2 day shoot, you can always inform your mentor that I'm going for a shoot and I won't be able to come for 2 days. So I've attended Neeraj Kabir's workshop, I've attended Mukesh sir's workshop, I've attended Abhishek Banerjee, the casting day ka workshop, and I keep attending workshops, 2-day workshop for voice modulation, or probably just for expressions. And there are a lot of techniques when it comes to acting, so I just keep attending, whenever I get time, and I feel that I should go for it. And this is something where I am going to learn as an actor. I just keep attending. I think that's my mantra to be active as an actor, and just keep honing your skills. And also I feel so on set you learn a lot. It's not just that you go and you do your part and you sit in the vanity. No, where like I think I've been very fortunate enough to be collaborating with people who are always senior to me. Like when I was doing Big Bull, Abhishek sir was in front of me, Soham was in front of me. So when I used to just watch them, like how are they delivering the lines, what are they going through in their, like what's happening in their mind just before the take, how are they modulating, how are they playing with the silences, how are they playing with the camera, how are they taking light. These are the, you need to be a little technically sound as an actor. So I think learning on set, and I think workshop is something which keeps me sane, and I just feel that okay, I'm a working actor.
Okay, and do you read?
Not that much. I think I consume more of content on Netflix, on Amazon. I think I'm more of a watcher rather than being a reader.
Okay, and what are your forthcoming projects?
So City of Dreams has just released. There's this Malayalam film which is lined up, and there are 2 web shows which we have not decided the platform yet. One is directed by Karanjit Saluja. He's also popularly known as Kittu in the industry. And one more web show is like we are dubbing for it. So,
All right,
yeah.
that's I think very impressive. So, Lekha Prajapati, lovely talking to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so
And
much, sir. Thank you for
congratulations.
making this happen.
No, it's my pleasure. And it's been, I think, pending for a really long time, and you deserve it. And all the best wishes. And I genuinely hope
Thank
that you realize your potential soon, and I think you will.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye, sir.